Let's talk equations. Alright, so there's three options when you have an equation. It can be true if the left side equals the right side, like this. Hey, that's true. It can be false, like 4 equals 2. That's false. Or if it has a variable, like 2x equals 6, we call that open. It's kind of like it's open to interpretation depending on what the value of x is. If x is 3, then it's true. If x is 4, then it's false. But since we don't know what x is, we just call it open. So, is this equation true, false, or open? Well, 24 plus 18 is 42, and 20 plus 22 is 42. So, this is true. Well, this guy, 7 times 8 is 56. 56 does not equal 54, so this is false. 2x minus 14 equals 54. Well, that kind of depends on what x is. So we call that open. How about down here? Pause, see if you can figure the ums out. Alright, is this true, false, or open? It has a variable in it, so it is open. Is this true, false, or open? Well, 16 minus 7 is 9, and 4 plus 5 is 9, so this equation is true. How about this one? True, false, or open? 32 divided by 8 is 4, and 2 times 3 is 6. So this is false. So, if we have an open equation, we can solve it. Finding a solution of equation means finding a value of the variable that makes the equation true. So, is x equals 6 a solution of this equation? Well, how can we find out? We could substitute a 6 in for x and then see if the equation's true. So, 2 times 6 plus 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. And then that does not equal 32, does it? So that means that, no, x equals 6 is not a solution for this equation. Alright, see if you can answer this guy. Pause it when you're ready. Pause it now. Push play when you're ready to see the solution, or the answer to whether this is a solution or not. Alright, well, what we can do is substitute the 1/2 in for m and see if the left side equals the right side. 6 times 1/2 is 3. And 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So, this is true. So, m is a solution. Yes. M equals 1/2 is a solution to this equation. Alright, an art student wants to make a model of the Mayan Great Ball Court in Chichen Itza, Mexico. The length of the court is 2.4 times its width. The length of the student's model is 54 inches. What should the width of the model be? Okay, so we need to figure out the length. We need to figure out how we can, what can we plug this into to see if it's the correct answer, to see if it's a solution. Well, the width times 2.4 would equal the length. So 2.4 times the width equals the length, and in this case the length is 54. So we need to just plug in these values for w. So let's check A. Put in a 2.4. 2.4 times 2.4, is that going to equal 54? No, it's not. How about, let's check 11.25. 2.4 times 11.25 is 27. That's not it. How about C, 22.5? 2.4 times 22.5. It's magic. And then let's check D just to make sure. 129.6. 2.4 times that is 311.04. Totally not 54. All right, pause it and see if you can do number 3. Okay, so the length of the ball court at La Venta is 14 times the height of the walls. So length is 14 times the height. Write an equation that can be used to find the height of a model that has a length of 49 centimeters. So our length is 49. So the equation we can use is 49 equals 14 times h. What is the solution to each equation? We can use mental math. X plus 8 equals 12. Well, we can think to ourselves, what number plus 8 equals 12? And you might say, well, 4 plus 8 equals 12. So, solution 4. And then just double check. Is 4 plus 8 12? Why, yes. Yes, it is. A divided by 8 equals 9. You might ask yourself, what number divided by 8 equals 9? You might think back and say, hey, isn't that 72? Well, let's check. Is 72 divided by 8? Hey, it's 9. Neato. All right, pause and see if you can do number 4 with your brain. All right, what am I asking myself? 12 minus what number is 3? Well, I think that 12 minus 9 is 3. Now I will check. 12 minus 9. Hey, fantastic. It equals 3. So the solution is y equals 9. What is the solution of 5n plus 8 equals 48? We can use a table. So let's make a table of values. Choose a starting value using mental math. So we got 5n plus 8. So if we pick n equals 1, 5 times 1 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. Well, that's kind of low. We're looking for 48. Well, what about 10? 5 times 10 is 50. 50 plus 8 is 58. That's kind of a little too high. So probably going to be a little closer to 10 than it is to 1. So what we'll do is we'll pick some numbers in between. Let's try 5. 5 and 6. So if n is 5, then we're going to do 5 times 5 plus 8. 25 plus 8 is 33. We're looking for 48, so we're still a little low. Let's go to 6. 5 times 6 plus 8 is 38. Getting a little closer. So the value of 5n plus 8 keeps going up every time n goes up. And in fact, it goes up by 5 each time. So another 5 here, another 10 here. This one ought to be 48, shouldn't it? 7, 5 times 7 plus 8 is 43. And for 8, 5 times 8 plus 8 is 48. All right, so pause it, see if you can do number 5. What is the solution of 25 minus 3p equals 55? So, for B, before we do it, it's kind of they should go in this order, I think. B should go first. What's a good starting value? Well, is 1 a good starting value? 25 minus 3 is 22. Now I want to get 55. What about 10? 25 minus 30 is negative. Well, shoot, how am I going to get 25 minus something to be more than 25? Well, let's see. Negative 3 times what kind of a number will make it positive? P would have to be a negative number so that we could do negative times a negative is positive and be adding to 25. So if we were to do negative 1 for P, if we did P equals negative 1, that would be 25 minus 3 times negative 1. 25 plus 3 is 28. At least we're going in the right direction. We're getting more than 25. What about negative 10? 25 minus 3 times negative 10 is 25 plus 30, which happens to be 55. Dang it, didn't even have to make a table. Oh well, life goes on. So that means that P equals negative 10. Sorry table, didn't use you. The secret code phrase is cool water. So, estimating a solution. What is an estimate of the solution of negative 9x minus 5 equals 28? We're going to do the same kind of process that we did on the last one. The only difference is we're not going to get an exact answer. So we're going to just know what two numbers it's in between. Alright, so to estimate solution, we're going to find integer values of x between which the solution must lie. Negative 9 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Negative 9 times 1 is negative 9. Minus 5 is negative 14. So as the x values get bigger, our y values get more and more negative. But we're trying to get it to equal something positive. So instead of going from 0 up to 1 and keep going that way, let's use some lesser numbers like negative 1 and negative 2. So if x is negative 1, negative 9 times negative 1 is positive 9, and 9 minus 5 is 4. Hey, there's a positive number. How about negative 2? Negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18. 18 minus 5 is 13. We're moving our way up towards 28, aren't we? How about negative 3? Negative 9 times negative 3 is positive 27. 27 minus 5 is 22. Hey, we're getting closer. How about negative 4? Negative 9 times negative 4 is positive 36. 36 minus 5 is 31. And 28 is between 22 and 31. So our solution is going to be between negative 3 and negative 4. Alright, so for number 6, pause. See if we can estimate a solution for that using a table. We'll actually try to use a table this time. Alright, so let's start with x, and then we'll do 3x plus 3. So, if we say that x is negative 2, we're going to have to do some negatives in order to get a negative answer here. Negative 2, so 3 times negative 2 plus 3. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6, plus 3 is negative 3. We're going to have to get even more negativer than that. Let's try, let's jump a little bit. Let's go to negative 5. 3 times negative 5 plus 3. Well, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15. Negative 15 plus 3 is negative 12. Alright, we're getting a little closer. How about negative 7? 3 times negative 7 plus 3. That's negative 21 plus 3, which is negative 18. Getting closer. How about negative 8? 3 times negative 8 plus 3 is negative 24 plus 3, and that is negative 21. Oh, that's super close. Negative 9. 3 times negative 9 plus 3 is negative 27 plus 3. That's negative 24. Since negative 22 fits in between these two, that means that x must fit in between negative 8 and negative 9. There you go. Alright, now you're ready to start working on practice 1-8. And when you feel like you're good with those, by checking the answers and knowing if you're doing them right, go ahead and do that formal write-up 1.8. I'll talk to you on the flip side.